Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. And we got game one of a three-game series in the post-1961 Apba Bats League. Cincinnati Reds traveling to Colorado to take on the Rockies, and leading off for the Reds. Playing center field is Rose. Batting second, playing second's Morgan. Batting third, playing right field is Griffey. Batting fourth, playing left field is Foster. Batting fifth, doing the catching is Bench. Batting sixth, playing third base is Perez. Batting seventh, playing first base is Votto. Batting eighth, playing shortstop is Larkin. And on the mound, and batting ninth is Gullett. And for the Colorado Rockies, leading off, playing second base is DJ LeMahieu. Batting second, playing right field is Bouchette. Batting third, playing first base is Gaga. Batting fourth, playing left field is Burks. Batting fifth, playing center field is Gonzalez. Batting sixth, playing third base is Castillo. Batting seventh, playing shortstop is Tulowitzki. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Rosenaire. And on the mound is Jimenez, batting ninth. Let's get down to the field and get this game started. As 007 and Alan Shaw joins us. Check out their two great channels, folks. Alan Shaw's doing the 1986 Mets with Inside Pitch, and 007's doing 2008 with Inside Pitch, and David also joins us here. And we got the Colorado Rockies upcoming schedule, and they got three more games against these Reds in Colorado, and then they go stay at home, and the Dodgers come to town. Pete Rose to lead things off for the Reds, batting a $172, no homers and no RBIs. Jimenez, this is his third start. He's 1-1 with a 5.25 ERA. Here's the pitch to Pete, and that's going to be against righty. That is going to be a pop-up down the short, and that'll be out number one as they get Rose out. And now Joe Morgan comes to the plate, batting 280 with 2 homers and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be against four. That'll be a base hit in the left field. Morgan goes the other way, gets a hit. No, he doesn't. He turns on it and hits that ball in the right field. And Morgan aboard here with one out. And Griffey's up. And Morgan's probably going to take off here. A 31. And that would be a 61 or lower. And he's in there with a stolen base. So Morgan steals second. Gets in scoring position here for Griffey. And Griffey's batting 286. 2 homers and 6 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball. 54-2. That'll be fielding column 2. And a runner will get down to third as Jimenez fires over to first for out number 2. Now there's 2 outs. Runner 90 feet away for George Foster. George batting a $147 with no homers and 3 RBIs. And that ball is well hit. George is going to put the Reds on the scoreboard here as Ken Castro joins us here today. And that ball is ripped into the gap in right field. And George has got himself a 2-out RBI double. And the Reds are on the board. It's 1-0 Cincinnati with a runner down at second and 2 outs for Johnny Bench. And Johnny's batting 286 with 2 homers and 5 RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Gonzalez in center. And that'll end the inning. But the RBI double by George gives the Reds 1. Colorado coming to the plate. You got LeMahieu, Boshi, and Gaga due up here in the bottom of the first. DJ's batting 256. And Gullett, second appearance of the year. He's 1-0 with a 1.29 ERA. And here's the pitch to DJ. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out to start this game. 1 up and 1 down. And Dante Bichette's up, batting .227. He's got a homer and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Morgan. He fires over to Votto. That'll be out number 2. And that brings up the big cat. Gagaraga's batting .333 with 1 homer and 3 RBIs. And that's a rare play of 37 and a 61. And that's going to be hit down the short. And Barry Larkin's down there. And he's going to field that cleanly. Fire over to first. And that'll be out number 3. 1, 2, 3 goes the Rockies. We go to the top of the second. It's 1-0 Reds. You got Perez, Votto, and Larkin due up here in the top of the second. And Tony's batting .194 with 2 homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. He'll take it himself, call off Jimenez. That's out number 1. You see the team comparisons there. The Reds, 4 and 5. They've scored 33 runs on 12 homers. 8 stolen bases have been caught twice. The Rockies are 4 and 6, 47 runs, 19 homers, no stolen bases, and haven't been caught. And Joey's up, and Joey Votto's batting .312, no homers and an RBI. And that's going to be a swing and a miss for a strikeout for Jimenez. Brings up Barry Larkin now with 2 outs, nobody on, with a .176 batting average, a homer, and 3 RBIs. And Barry gets a hold of this. That ball is well hit. That ball is carrying into the Colorado sky, and that ball is out of here. Kiss it goodbye, Barry Larkin. Double your fun, double your pleasure, double your lead. And Don's looking for his first base hit of the year. He's 0 for 2. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And that'll end the inning, but the Larkin solo homer gives the Reds a 2-0 lead. So we go to the bottom of the second. You got Burks, Gonzalez, and Castillo due up here. And Ellis batting .476 with 5 homers and 8 RBIs, off to a great start this year. And he's going to continue that, folks. That ball is ripped into left field. Let's see where this ball ends up at. That'll be against the lefty. That'll be a 7. And that's going to be a triple in the left field. And Ellis Burks a hit machine right now, folks. So you got a runner down at third and nobody out. The Reds will play back. They'll give up the run for an out, up by 2. Oh, that's awesome, Alan. Alan says he's 40 games away from completing his replay. This will be his first completed season replay. That is awesome. Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. And here's the pitch to Carlos. Carlos is batting .225 with a homer and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. So now you got first and third and nobody out. Tying run down at first. Go ahead, run at the plate. And Vinny Castillo batting .222 with a homer and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a infield. 9, 11, 14, 23, 30. So that'll be fielding column 1. It's going to be a pop-up down the short. And the runners will hold. And that's a big out. That's a big out. Now you got Tulowitzki. Troy's up. And he's batting .250. And now a double play gets him out of the inning. He's got a homer and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be against the lefty, a 10. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Griffey's out there. 35 and a 2 is probably fielding column 2. And it is. And that's going to be a 30. I think that's too shallow. He's going to stay put, Ellis says. Griffey gets the ball in, and the runners are still at the corners. And now there's 2 outs. And it's up to Rosenaire to get a hit here. He's batting .250 with no homers and 1 RBI. And that might just got the job done. And it did. That's going to be a single in the center field. And let's see, with 2 outs, is Carlos going to try to get the third? That'll be a 45. Rose doesn't have much of an arm out there. And he's going to be, what is it, 63 or lower. He's safe at third. And he's in there. That throw wouldn't have got anybody out. So that's a single in the center field. And runners are still on the corners. And 2 outs. And it's a 2-1 ball game now, folks. They cut the lead in half. And can Jimenez help his own cause here, folks? He is 0 for 3 on the year. Runners on the corners. 2 outs and a 2-1 ball game. And that's going to be a 15 and a 9. And that's a base hit because we don't need no stinking DH. And that's going to be a single in the left field. And that's going to tie this ball game up, folks. Runner's going to stop at second. And how about that? RBI for Jimenez. And it's a 2-2 ball game. And now you're back to the top of the order. DJ struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. That fills the bases. And Colorado trying to get the lead here, folks. As Dante Bichette comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1, grounded out back in the first. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Griffey. He makes the catch. And the Rockies leave the bases loaded, but score 2 to tie this game up. We get to the top of the third. It's 2-2. And we got the top of the order due up here for the Big Red Machine. You see the team replay comparisons. The Reds are batting .225 with a .283 on base percentage. They're slugging .406 with an OPS of .689. Colorado's batting .255 with a .312 on base percentage, slugging .433 and a .746 OPS. Rose is 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be against the righty of 15. 15 and a 10. And that's going to be popped up down the short. That's the second pop-up. Just getting under the ball, folks. Just getting under it. Pete can't quite square it up. That brings up Joe Morgan. He singled and stole a base and came around to score the first run of the ball game. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. 2 up and 2 down here at the top of the third. And now you got Griffey up. He grounded out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. And that's going to be a base on balls. Griffey gets on down the first. And now the go-ahead runs that first. And George Foster, who doubled and drove in a run his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Jimenez is up with it. He fires over to first. And the Reds strand 1. To the bottom of the third we go. Still tied up at 2. You got the 3, 4, 5 hitters due up here. Gagarraga, Burtz, and Gonzalez. And the big cat's 0 for 1. He grounded out his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Perez has got it. He fires over to first for out number 1. And Burks, who tripled and came around the score back in the second. 1-for-1 today. And against the lefty, that's going to be a 7. And that's going to be a ground ball. Nice play down there by Perez. Dives near the line. Could have been maybe another triple, but he gets it, fires over to Joey, and that's out number 2. Yeah, exactly, Alan. That's awesome. Work gets in the way of a lot of things. When you're not working, it's amazing how much you can get done. That's for sure. As Philip Reynolds joins us here, check out Philip Reynolds' channel. And now you got Cincinnati's upcoming schedule. They got 3 more games here in Colorado. Then they go home to take on the Astros. Carlos, he walked and came around the score back in the second. 2 down, nobody on, and that's a swing and a miss. And that's a 1-2-3 third. We go to the top of the 4th. You got Bench due up here, followed by Perez and Vato. And Johnny's 0 for 1. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Bench out. That's his 4th strikeout of the game, folks. And Tony Perez comes up. He's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a base on balls. Tie and run at first now. And Joey Votto's up. Joey do something. He struck out his first time up, 0 for 1. And that's going to be back-to-back walks. And all of a sudden, Jimenez can't find the strike zone. First and second. And we got 1 out, and Barry Larkin comes to the plate. Larkin homered his last time up. Can he do it again here, folks? And nope, that's a tailor-made double play ball down the short. Troy's up with it. He's going to fire over to second. Over to the big cat. 6-4-3 double play. Perez will get down the third. But now there's 2 outs. And that's 3 outs. Sorry. 3 outs. That ends the inning. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. And you got Vinny, Troy, and Rosaneri due up here. And Vinny is 0 for 1 today. He popped up his first time up. And that's going to be a rare play, a 62 and a 39. And that's going to be a ground ball out in front of the plate. And Bench makes a nice play, picks it up, fires down the first for out number 1. And now there's 1 out, and Tulowitzki's up. And Troy, he flew out. He's 0 for 1. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Over to Joey. 1-2. And now looking for 3. As Rosaneri comes up, he has an RBI single in the game. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center, and Pete makes the catch. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the top of the 5th. It's still 2-2. And we got the bottom part of the order due up here for the Reds. Gullett, then back to Rose and Morgan. And Don 0 for 1 struck out his first time up. And that's going to be another swing and a miss. Jimenez is starting to rank out the strikeouts. That's his 5th of the game. We're back to Pete. Pete has popped up the short both times, folks. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Vinny's got it, fires over to the cat, and that's 2 down. And that brings up Joe Morgan. He's 1 for 2 with a stolen base and came around the score. And that's going to be a base on balls. And I think Morgan's going to take off again here, try to get another stolen base. That'll be a 61 or lower. He's safe. And he's in there with a stolen base. Morgan steals second. And now he's in scoring position for Griffey. Griffey get a base hit here with Morgan's speed and put the Reds back in the lead here. Griffey's 0 for 1. He is grounded out and walked. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Griffey strikes out. That ends the inning. Morgan gets stranded at second. To the bottom of the fifth we go with the bottom part of the order due up. Jimenez and then DJ and Bouchette and Jimenez. He's got that RBI single back in the second. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. One up and one down here in the fifth. And DJ's up now. He's 0 for 1. He has yet to put the ball in play. He has struck out and walked. And he puts the ball in play, that's for sure. That's a base hit in the right field. Griffey gets to it, holds him to a single. And now you got Dante up with the runner down at first. And one out. And Dante's 0 for 2. And they might do a little hit and run here, try to get the stay out of the double play. That's going to be against the lefty. That'll be a 13. That's going to be a 27. And that's exactly what happens. That's hit down to Perez, but with the runner on the move, his only plays over to first. Now there's 2 outs, but a runner's in scoring position for the big cat. And he is 0 for 2. He is grounded out twice. And he's going to ground out for the third time. That's a ground ball down the second. Morgan's up with it, fires over the Joey. That'll end the inning. Colorado strands one to the top of the sixth. Still tied up at 2 apiece. You got the big boys due up here. Foster, Bench, and Perez. George is 1 for 2 with an RBI double. And that's going to be a slow roller down to Troy. He's up with it, fires over the Cat. And that'll be an out. And now we got Johnny up. And Johnny is 0 for 2 as Aaron rejoins us here. Check out his channel. And here's the pitch to Johnny. And that's going to be against the righty, a 19. That's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Dante calls for it, makes the catch. Now there's 2 down. And Tony Perez comes to the plate. He is 0 for 1. He did walk his last time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And that's strikeout number 7. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 2-2. You got Burks due up, followed by Gonzalez and Vinny. And Ellis is 1 for 2 with that triple. And that's going to be a base on balls. He walks on down to first. And is he going to try to get in scoring position? Not yet. He's going to let Carlos give it a shot here to lefty. He is 0 for 1. He has walked and struck out. Did come around the score back in the second. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. Where is this going to end up in Colorado? And it's going to be a single in the right field. And let's see here. That'll be a 41. Griffey's got a damn good arm out there. And there's nobody out. So they're going to hold up at second. So that's first and second, the first 2 batters aboard here. And that brings up Vinny. My cousin Vinny's up with runners at first and second and nobody out. Reds are looking for a ground ball double play here. Vinny has popped up and grounded out. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be against the lefty. That'll be a base hit. And that's going to fill the bases, folks. An infield hit. Nice job by Barry to knock that ball down, keep it from getting in the outfield and maybe scoring a run. But base is full. No place to put them. You got Troy at the plate. Burks at third. Gonzalez at second. And Vinny at first. And they're going to play the infield in. Try to get the old double play that way. And Troy's 0 for 2. He has flown out and grounded out. Here's the pitch to Troy. And that's not going to work. That ball is blasted. That ball is hit into left field down in the corner. George is chasing after it. The wheels are a spinning, and Troy turning for third. That brown-eyed handsome man's got himself a 3 RBI triple, folks. And that just busted this game open. It is now 5-2. Runner still down at third and nobody out. And that'll get the bullpen up in a hurry now. And here's Rosario. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Infield in. And that's going to be a base on balls. And Jimenez is going to try to bunt Rosario over to second. It's not going to be a squeeze play. He's just trying to bunt him over to second. And that's going to be a 2 strikes on him. They're going to keep the bunt on. You know what? They're going to take the bunt off. First and third, 2 strikes. They're taking it off. He's already had an RBI single. They're taking the bunt off. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out for out number 1. And DJ's up now. He's 1 for 2. He has singled his last time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. Bases are filled again. And Dante Bichette's up. It's already a 5-2 ball game. And Dante is 0 for 3. He's grounded out and flown out. And the next one, he gets a hold of this. The Colorado Rockies are busting this game up. That is going to be a double in the left field and with 2 outs. See if that clears the bases. Yep, that's going to clear the bases with no throw. And this ball game is out of hand quickly. It is now 8-2. And that's going to be it for Gulllett as he gets pounded here in the 6th. Let's see who's going to come out here. They might even do a double switch. Take Perez out of the game. Casey's going to come in, batting the 9 spot. And Abernathy's going to come out of the bullpen. And he'll bat in Perez's spot. So Don can't get out of the 6th inning. The Rockies pound this one. And it's now 7-2. And wait a second. The runner didn't score from first. Do this again. There we go. Make the pitch and change. So Abernathy's going to come in and bat in the 6th spot. And Casey's going to come in and bat in the 9 spot. Now, let's see here. Perez was playing third. I wasn't thinking about that. Let's see here. So it's not going to be Casey coming in. We need a third baseman. I was thinking Perez was playing. Yeah, we can do. Let's see here. No, it's not going to be Casey. Wasn't thinking here. Let's see here. Bring Pence in. That's what we'll do. We'll bring Pence in. Move Rose to first. To third, rather. So that's what we'll do. So Pence is going to come in the game. We'll do it that way. Not Casey. Alrighty. Sorry about that. Wasn't thinking about Tony playing third. So Abernathy's still coming in. Batting Perez's spot. And then Pence will come in. Batting the 9 spot. And Pete will head over to third. And now we're ready. Gotta love not having no stinking DH having to make these moves. So this is Ted's third appearance. He's 1-0 with no ERA. And he's got the big cat up with 1 out and a runner down at second. He's 0 for 3 today. He has grounded out 3 times. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Larkin's going to look the runner back to second, fire over to first, and that'll be 2 outs. And Ellis Burke's up. And Ellis Burke's having a fine year. He's 1 for 2 today with a triple and a walk. He came around the scores last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to George in left field. And that'll end it. But the Rockies score 6, take an 8-2 lead into the top of the 7th. And you got Vato, Larkin, and Veda, who just came in the game, due up. And Joey's 0 for 1. He has walked and struck out. And that's going to be a rare play. 52 and a 37. And that's going to be a ball 1 on him. And here's the 1-0 pitch to Joey. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Carlos in center field for out number 1. Barry Larkin's up now. Larkin's 1 for 2 with a homer in the game. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. And he drives that ball down the first base line. Goes the other way. He's got himself a 1-out double. Larkin having a damn good game. And Veda Pinson comes up for the first time after the double switch. Batting .333 with no homers and no RBIs. Here's the pitch to Veda. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And he's going to look the runner back to second, fire over to first, and that'll be out number 2. So it's up to Pete Rose to do something here with 2 outs. Pete's 0 for 3. He's popped up twice and grounded out. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left, out the right field, 25 and a 1. And that's going to be fielding column 2. First on air, runner to third, and an F runner scores. So that's a 2-base error by Dante out there. The runner scores, and Pete's down at first, and it's an 8-3 ball game. Now you got a runner on first, and Joe Morgan, who's 1 for 2 today with 2 stolen bases. Can Joe do something here? Here's the pitch to Morgan. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Jimenez is up with it. He's going to fire over to first, but the Reds score 1, cut the lead to 8-3 as we go to the 7th inning stretch. We got Gonzalez, Castillo, and Trulalinski due up here. And Carlos is 1 for 2. He's walked, came around the score, singled, and came around the score's last at bat. That's going to be a swing and a miss for out number 1. And Benny's up now. Benny's 1 for 3. He singled and came around the score in the 6th. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Pete. Pete just moved over to third. He fires over to first for out number 2. And Troy's up now. And he's got an RBI, 3 RBI triple his last time up. And he gets a hold of this one. Troy's having a hell of a game. That's going to be a double in the right field with 2 outs. And it brings up Rosaneri. And he's 1 for 2 today with an RBI. He walked and came around the scores last time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. Now you got first and second. And Jimenez is up. And that might be it for Jimenez. With a 5-run lead, they're going to take him out of the ball game here. Have a pitch hitter. See, he's going to come off the bench. And I think they're going to let Eric Young's going to come off the bench and get him on a bat here with a 5-run lead, first and second and 2 outs. And Young's batting .400 on the year. He's got no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty, 26 and 11. That's going to be a base hit in the center field. And that's going to score Troy easily. And let's see if the catcher, Rosario, can make it down the third on this. That'll be a 69. Penson's out there now, has a much better arm. And he's going to make it down the third with no throw. So that's an RBI single for Eric Young off the bench. And that gets that run right back in the top of the inning. And it makes it a 9-3 ball game. And you got a runners on the corners now and 2 outs. And DJ's up. And DJ is 1 for 2. He's walked twice and struck out. Came around to score his last time up. And he's got a single in this game. That's going to be against the righty, 27. And that's going to be popped up out in shallow left field. George comes running in, makes the catch. And that'll end the ball game, folks. Not the ball game, the inning. And it is now 9-3. Now let's see who's going to come out of the bullpen here. And a 6-run lead. And it's going to be Mr. White. He's going to come out of the bullpen. Try to hold this lead. And this is White's 4th appearance, no record, with a 2.57 ERA. He's got Griffey, Foster, and Bench. The big boys do up. Reds need some base runners, down by 6. Ken's 0 for 2 with a walk. Struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a slow roller down the short. Troy's up with it, fires over to first. And there's 1 down. And Foster for beer is George. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI double. And that's going to be a pop-up down the short. Troy makes another play, and there's 2 outs. Johnny might want to try hitting it somewhere besides short. He's 0 for 3. He has flown out and struck out in this game. And that's going to be against the lefty. That'll be an 11. On a 9, and that's going to be a ground ball again down the short. All 3 balls hit down the short. All 3 are made, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. When you go to the bottom of the 8th, it's a 9-3 ball game. You got the 2, 3, 4 hitters due up here. Dante, Gagaraga, and Burks. Dante is 1 for 4 with a 3 RBI double his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Morgan. He's up with it, fires over to first for out number 1. That brings up the big cat now. He's 0 for 4. He has grounded out all 4 times, folks. Twice to short, once to second, once to third. And not this time. The big cat squares this one up. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. The Big Cat gets it through the infield this time. And he's standing down at first with a 1-out single. And Ellis Burks 1 for 3 with a triple today. Here's the pitch to Burks. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. 44-1 should be fielding 3. And that's going to be hit back to the mound. Any play he's got's over to first. The runner will get in scoring position here with 2 outs. And up to the plate now is Carlos Gonzalez, and he's 1 for 3. He has walked and singled and came around to score twice in this ball game. He struck out his last time up, though. And that's going to be against the 25. That's going to be a ground ball down the first. Joey's up with it, tosses it over to Ted, and that ends the inning. Rockies strand 1. We go to the top of the 9th. Reds got a lot of work to do, down by 6. Have a pitch hitter here for Ted, then back to the top of the order. Let's see who's going to come off the bench here. And looks like Davey Concepcion is going to come off the bench. They need base runners here. So Davey's batting .278 with no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. White strikes him out for out number 1. Back to the top. Well, it ain't the top of the order. I forgot we made the double switch. And Vado's up. Joey's 0 for 2 on the day. And that's going to be 0 for 3. White strikes him out. Back-to-back strikeouts here by White. Can he strike out the side and end this game in style? Barry Larkin's having a great game. He is 2 for 3 with a double and a homer. And that's going to be a rare play. 36 and a 39. And that's going to be a ball 1 on him. So can he take advantage of this 1-0 count? And that's going to be against the lefty. That's going to be a 15. That's going to be a base hit. Larkin, he gets an infield hit here. Keeps this game alive for the Big Red Machine. And Veda's up now with a runner down at first and 1 out. Veda's 0 for 1 after coming in on the double switch. And that ball's ripped into the gap in right field. Veda Penson with a double. Let's see if Larkin can come around the score here. So it'll be a 52. And they're not even going to throw home. So that's going to be an RBI double. And that's going to cut the lead to 9-4. Now we're back to the top of the order with a runner down at second. And 2 outs. And Pete's 0 for 4. He did reach on an error his last time up. And that'll end the ball game, folks. That's a slow roller down to Troy. He's up with it, takes his time, fires over to the Cat. And that's your ball game. And the Rockies win this game 9-4. Take a look here at the box score. That's how the Rockies are going to win these games, is just out slugging people, folks. Pitching ain't that good. Not in this league anyway. If they don't outscore you by, I think they got to score 5 or 6 runs a game in order to win. 5 would have done it here. Yep. So the Rockies, 9 runs on 11 hits and 1 error. The Reds, 4 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. How about Barry Larkin? 3 for 4 with a homer, folks. He tried to carry these Reds. The Reds were only 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position, left 6 men on base. Everybody got a hit, folks. Even the pitcher got a hit. And you had Troy with 2 hits. They were 6 for 15 with runners in scoring position, folks. Had 2 triples. They left 8 men on base. Old Don goes to 1-1, 5 1/3, 8 hits, 8 runs, 5 walks, struck out 3. Ted comes in, pitches 2 2/3, 3 hits, 1 run, walked 1, struck out 1. Jimenez gets his second win, 7 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. Walked 4, struck out 7, gave up a homer. White comes in, 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, and struck out 2. Take a look at the leaderboard and standings in the National League. And out in the East, the Braves are a game up on New York. Nationals 2 games back. The Phillies 2.5, and the Marlins 3.5. And in the Central, the Brewers are a half a game up on the Pirates. Cardinals are a game back. Cubbies are a game and a half. The Reds fall to 3 games back with the loss. And Houston's 4 games back. And out west, the Giants are a game and a half up on LA. The Rockies, Diamondbacks, and Padres are all 3 games back, folks. And we got Paul Molitor leading the National League with a .457 batting average. Bonds and Sosa leading with 7 homers. And Bagwell with his 14 RBIs leading the National League. Right now, the ERA leader is at 0. And we got at least 10 pitchers with 2 wins on the year. And you got 3 pitchers, Craig, Bruce, and Kent, with 3 saves. And Sammy's leading in MVP voting. And Juan Marichal's leading in the Cy Young Award. And let's take a look here. And the next game on the channel will be the second game of this series. Let's check out the pitching matchup here in game number 2. And Johnny Cotto going up against Mr. Del La Rosa. See what kind of matchup that's going to be. Can the Reds bounce back here after getting beat up in game number 1? I want to thank Alan Shaw, Aaron Reed, Ken Castro, Philip Reynolds, David, and 007 for tuning in here today. Check out their great channels. Like I say, Alan Shaw doing his 1986 inside pitch with the Mets. Aaron Reed doing some baseball for Windows. You got 007 doing inside pitch with the 2008 season. Philip Reynolds and David. Check out their great channels. And if you're new to my channel, folks, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button and bell. Until next time, y'all have a great day and take care.